Everybody. Today we're taking a deep dive into something pretty huge, AI and robotics and where it's all headed.
Yeah, it seems like every day something new comes out.
Right. A new prediction or a new worry. Honestly, it's tough to stay on top of it all. But thankfully, you, our awesome listeners, have sent in tons of great articles and research.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be covering how AI could change everything.
Seriously, everything from treating diseases to even how wars are fought.
Oh, yeah. And even stuff like how we entertain ourselves.
So basically, our mission today is to break it all down.
Yep. We're going to just try to give you a clear picture of what life could really be like in the next 10 or 20 years.
With AI and robots everywhere. So where should we even start with all this?
Well, we all need healthcare at some point, right?
True.
So let's begin there. One of the predictions that really stands out is how good AI could get at diagnosing stuff.
You mean like way better than doctors?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just about analyzing scans faster. We're talking about AI that can spot tiny details.
Things even the best doctors might miss.
Exactly.
Wow. That's pretty amazing. But honestly, a bit freaky too. Imagine getting a diagnosis from a computer.
Right. It's definitely a big change. It makes you think about what role doctors will even have.
Yeah.
I mean, some experts think AI will mainly be a tool to help doctors make smarter decisions.
Makes sense.
But some even think AI could end up doing most of the diagnosing and treatment planning.
Really?
Yeah, especially for stuff that's more routine.
Wow. Okay, so what about the actual treatments?
Oh, yeah.
I've read about robotic surgery becoming more common.
Oh, absolutely. It's already used for some procedures, but think about AI-powered robots.
Okay.
They could do super delicate surgeries with crazy precision.
Like tiny movements.
Yeah, way less damage to your body and you recover faster.
That sounds straight out of science fiction. All right, so healthcare could be totally different. What about getting around? Self-driving cars are a hot topic these days.
For sure. Autonomous vehicles are a big deal for AI and for good reason. Think about the impact on cities, traffic, the whole economy even. Companies like Tesla and Waymo are leading the way.
Yeah, they're all over the news.
And some experts think in the next 10, maybe 20 years, those self-driving cars will be the main way we get around.
Wow. Okay, so imagine this. You get in your car, tell it where you want to go, and just sit back and relax.
Exactly.
Maybe even take a nap while the car deals with everything. Traffic, obstacles, gets you there safe and sound.
That's the idea. And the technology's getting closer every day.
But I'm sure there are still some hurdles.
Oh, definitely. One of the biggest is making sure these systems are safe and reliable no matter what.
Yeah, like crazy traffic or bad weather.
Exactly. All those tricky situations.
And then there's the whole legal and ethical side of things.
Right?
Like if there's an accident, who's to blame? How do you program a car to make life or death choices in a split second?
Those are the million-dollar questions.
Oh.
And lawmakers, engineers, ethicists,
Yeah.
everyone's trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I bet.
Clear rules and ethical frameworks are going to be crucial before we see self-driving cars everywhere.
It's a lot to think about. All right, let's move on to another big one. AI and jobs.
Yeah.
Every time I read about AI, there's this fear of robots stealing our jobs.
And it's a real concern, one we need to address seriously. No doubt, AI and automation are going to shake up the job market.
Yeah.
Some jobs will just disappear,
Right.
and others will change a lot. New skills and ways of working will be needed.
So it's not just factory workers being replaced by robots.
No, not at all. AI is already being used in white-collar jobs, too. Think about legal research, financial stuff, even writing and journalism. There are AI systems doing these tasks with amazing speed and accuracy.
Wow. So what's the average worker supposed to do? Should we all panic and start learning to code?
Panicking won't do much good, but being proactive will.
Okay.
Instead of seeing AI as this enemy, try to see it as a tool.
So all that can help us.
Exactly. It can boost our abilities and even open up new opportunities. The most important thing we can do is focus on skills that AI can't copy.
So skills that make us uniquely human.
Exactly. Things like creativity, critical thinking, that human touch, emotional intelligence.
Being able to work together and solve tough problems.
Those skills are going to be gold in an AI-driven world.
That's good to hear. So it's not all doom and gloom for the workforce.
Not at all. The key is to be flexible, to be open to learning new things throughout your life, and be willing to change and adapt along with the technology.
Makes sense.
And who knows, maybe AI will even create brand new jobs we can't even imagine yet.
Now that's an exciting thought. Okay, we've talked healthcare, transportation, and jobs. What about something a little more fun?
Yeah.
How's AI going to change how we entertain ourselves?
Ooh, Good one. The entertainment industry is already diving into AI in some cool ways.
Yeah.
Think about special effects in movies,
Yeah.
or those personalized recommendations you get on streaming services. Even creating music and art. AI is becoming a major tool for artists, writers, filmmakers, the whole creative world.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy AI-generated art and music lately. It's mind-blowing.
It really is. And think about how AI could personalize art entertainment. Like, what if you could make your own custom movies or video games?
Whoa.
Or AI could make music that fits your mood perfectly.
That would be pretty awesome.
Uh,
But what about human creativity? Will AI replace human artists and entertainers?
it's the big question everyone's debating. Some experts think AI will actually help human creativity, give us new tools and ways to express ourselves.
Okay.
But others worry that AI could kind of make our culture too similar, like algorithms deciding what we like and don't like.
That's a bit of a scary thought. I guess it all boils down to how we choose to use this technology.
Exactly. It's up to us to make sure AI helps human creativity, not destroys it.
Well said. Speaking of things that can be both scary and exciting, our listeners sent in a lot about AI in warfare.
Yeah, it's a topic that's fascinating and kind of terrifying at the same time.
For sure.
Developing autonomous weapons, powered by AI, is already happening. And the implications for global security are huge.
Autonomous weapons, meaning robots making life or death decisions on the battlefield.
Basically, yeah. Think about drones that can pick targets and attack without any human input. Or AI systems analyzing tons of data to come up with complex battle plans.
That's hard to even imagine. What are the ethical concerns with all this? Who's responsible if an autonomous weapon makes a mistake?
Those are the big questions.
Yeah.
It's at the heart of a big debate about ethics and AI in warfare. Lots of experts are pushing for international agreements to ban or at least control these autonomous weapons.
I can see why.
The argument is that they could be really dangerous for world peace and could lead to unintended consequences, things getting out of control.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like we're entering a whole new era of warfare.
It is a brave new world for sure, and one that needs careful thought and responsible action.
All right, we've covered healthcare, transportation, jobs, entertainment, and even warfare. Is there anything else AI is going to totally change in the next couple of decades?
Well, how about something closer to home? Personal assistants.
Okay.
Think about those voice assistants we have on our phones and smart speakers. They can already do a lot. Answer questions, play music, control our smart homes.
Right.
But that's just the beginning.
So what's next? Are we going to have robot butlers making us drinks and doing laundry?
Maybe not that extreme, but the advancements in how AI understands language, how it sees, and robotics are pushing the limits of what personal assistants can do. Imagine AI companions that get your emotions, can have real conversations, learn what you like, even predict what you need.
So like a digital best friend or maybe even a digital therapist?
Kinda, yeah. Some experts think AI companions could really help our mental well-being, provide company, and even offer personalized advice and support.
That's pretty cool. But what about real human interaction? Will we get so used to our AI buddies that we forget how to connect with other people?
That's a valid worry for sure.
Yeah.
Like with all these advancements, the key is balance. We need to use AI in a way that doesn't replace real human connection.
So it's not about AI versus humans. It's about finding ways for AI to make our lives better without losing that human element.
Exactly. It's about using AI to improve our well-being, make us more productive, and understand the world better, but also holding on to what makes us human.
Very well said. Feels like we've only just scratched the surface of this whole AI thing.
Yeah, we have.
What's up next in our deep dive?
All right, so next we're going to move past just predictions.
Okay.
We're going to dive into what it'll actually be like to live in a world powered by AI. We'll look at strategies, skills, and mindsets we'll need to navigate this crazy, fast-changing world.
Welcome back. Last time, we explored how AI could transform just about everything. Healthcare, warfare, you name it.
It's a lot to take in.
It really is. But I think what stuck with me was the idea that we're not just watching this all happen.
Right, we're not just passive bystander.
Yeah, we have a say in how AI develops and how it becomes a part of our lives.
Exactly. And a key way we can do that is by setting up some ground rules for responsible AI development. We need to make sure these AI systems align with our values and truly benefit humanity as a whole.
So basically, we got to teach machines right from wrong.
In a sense, yeah. It's complex, but super important. One way is to build ethical principles right into how we design AI systems,
Okay.
like fairness, transparency, and accountability.
Yeah.
Those concepts need to be part of the algorithms from the get-go.
Can you give me an example? How would that actually work?
Sure. Think about AI in hiring. There's a risk that algorithms could end up being biased, discriminating against certain groups without even meaning to.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
To prevent that, we need to make sure the data used to train these AI systems is diverse and fair.
Okay.
And the algorithms themselves have to be designed to be impartial.
So we can't just cross our fingers and hope AI will be ethical on its own.
Exactly. We have to actively build those safeguards in.
Got it. And it's not just about the tech itself, right? We also need rules and policies to control how AI is developed and used.
Absolutely. Governments and regulatory bodies have a big role to play here.
So what kind of regulations are we talking about?
Well, the European Union is leading the way. They're proposing regulations to categorize AI systems based on how risky they are
Okay.
and setting clear guidelines for their use. They're also focusing on data privacy and making sure AI respects individual rights.
Sounds promising. But sometimes regulations can stifle innovation.
You're right. It's a delicate balance. We need regulations that encourage responsible development without killing progress.
Right. How do we find that sweet spot?
It's tough, and there's no one perfect solution. We need to create an environment where innovation can thrive, but with safety nets in place to protect against potential harm.
Makes sense. And that means everyone needs to work together, right?
Exactly. Collaboration is key. Policymakers, industry leaders, researchers, and the public all need to be part of the conversation.
It sounds like we need a global conversation about AI, not just discussions happening in individual countries.
Couldn't agree more. AI is going to affect everyone, so we need to make sure everyone has a voice in shaping it, especially because it's going to impact so many parts of our lives.
Speaking of impact, let's go back to the workforce. A
Yeah.
lot of people are worried about AI taking jobs. What can we do to prepare for those changes?
One of the most important things is to focus on developing skills that are uniquely human, things AI can't easily copy.
So like what?
Things like creativity, critical thinking, being able to solve complex problems, emotional intelligence, and working well with others.
So basically, we need to focus on what makes us human.
Exactly. Those are the skills that will be in high demand in a world where AI is taking over routine tasks.
And we need to be lifelong learners, right? Always learning new things.
Absolutely. The skills we need today might not be the ones we need tomorrow. So stay curious, be adaptable, and never stop learning.
It sounds like AI is pushing us to become more human, not less.
That's a great way to put it. AI is challenging us to evolve, to be more creative, and to really understand what it means to be human.
It's also forcing us to think about our values, our ethics, and our place in the world.
It is. And speaking of big questions, let's revisit AI in warfare. The stakes are really high there.
No doubt.
There are serious ethical and security concerns around autonomous weapons systems. They have the potential to change how wars are fought in ways we can't even predict.
So how do we prevent a future where wars are fought entirely by machines?
International treaties and regulations are crucial.
To control how these weapons are developed and used?
Exactly. Many experts want to ban fully autonomous weapons altogether. The idea is that humans should always be the ones making life or death decisions in war.
That makes sense to me, but is everyone on board with that?
Well, it's complicated. Different countries have different views. But more and more people are realizing that we need global cooperation to prevent an AI arms race.
And to ensure that AI is used responsibly?
Exactly. The challenges of AI are global, so the solutions need to be global too. We need open communication between countries, sharing knowledge and best practices. We need to work together to create a future where AI benefits everyone.
It's both inspiring and a bit daunting. It feels like we have a huge responsibility.
We do. We're at a turning point in history. The decisions we make today will shape the world of tomorrow.
No pressure, right.
But it's also an incredible opportunity. By talking about these issues, educating ourselves, and advocating for responsible AI development, we can help make sure AI becomes a force for good in the world.
Okay, so we've covered responsible AI development, the need for regulations, and the importance of global cooperation. What about the personal side of things? How can we thrive as individuals in a world powered by AI?
One key is to embrace how AI can make our lives better.
Okay.
Instead of fearing it, let's learn to use it as a tool for personal growth, creativity, and connection.
Can you give us some examples of how we can use AI in our everyday lives?
Sure, think about language learning apps that use AI to personalize lessons, or fitness trackers that use AI to analyze your workouts and give you tailored advice.
Oh, yeah, I use one of those.
There are also AI-powered tools that can help you manage your money, organize your schedule, even write more creatively.
So AI isn't just about robots and self-driving cars. It's also about these everyday things that can make life a little easier and more fulfilling.
Exactly. AI is becoming a part of everything we do. And by embracing these tools and learning how to use them, we can open up new possibilities and achieve our goals more effectively.
So it's about using AI strategically as a partner, not a replacement.
Precisely. And it's about remembering that AI is not one big thing. It's a collection of different tools and technologies that can be used for good or for bad.
So it all comes back to us. We have the power to shape how AI is developed and used, both on a global scale and in our own lives.
Absolutely. The future of AI is not set in stone. It's something we're creating together through our choices, actions, and the kind of world we want to live in.
This has been incredibly insightful. I feel a lot less overwhelmed and a lot more hopeful about the future.
I'm glad to hear that.
What's coming up next in our deep dive?
Okay, so in the final part, we're shifting gears a bit. We're going to move from what to how. We'll explore specific strategies for navigating this AI-powered future. Things like developing essential skills and building resilience and adaptability.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've spent the last 2 episodes exploring just how much potential AI has. From changing healthcare to the workforce, it's a lot. But what stood out to me is how much power we have.
You mean how we can shape how this technology develops?
Exactly, and how it impacts our lives. It's not just something happening to us.
Absolutely. The future of AI isn't some fixed path. It's a landscape we're actively creating through the decisions we make right now. And that brings us to the focus of this last part. How can we as individuals navigate this and actually thrive in a world powered by AI?
Okay, so let's get down to brass tacks.
Yeah.
What are the essential skills and mindsets we need to not just survive, but really excel in this new reality?
Well, first and foremost, lifelong learning is key. Things are changing so fast. The skills that are in high demand today might be outdated tomorrow. So we need to be adaptable, curious, and ready to learn new things constantly.
So it's not about mastering one specific skill set. It's more about being a good learner, being able to adapt quickly.
Exactly. Things are like building a learning muscle. The more we use it, the better we'll be able to handle whatever curveballs the AI revolution throws at us.
Makes sense. So any specific areas we should be focusing on?
One that's becoming crucial is data literacy. AI systems are fueled by data.
Right.
So understanding how data is gathered, analyzed, and used is vital in this new world. We need to be able to look at data critically, spot any biases, and understand how it's being used to sway our decisions.
So it's about becoming smarter consumers of information, especially with AI creating and manipulating data on such a massive scale.
Exactly. We can't just take everything at face value. We need healthy skepticism and the ability to ask tough questions about the data we're given.
Data literacy is definitely something I need to work on. What else should we be thinking about?
Another big one is developing those skills that are truly human. The ones AI has a hard time replicating, like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and being able to solve complex problems.
So like we were talking about before, we need to double down on what makes us human.
Exactly. Our strengths, empathy, thinking outside the box, and making nuanced judgments. Those qualities will be super valuable as AI takes over more routine tasks.
Okay, so lifelong learning, data literacy, and uniquely human skills. Got it. Anything else?
It's also important to cultivate a mindset of resilience and adaptability. The future's unpredictable. There will be bumps in the road. We need to be able to roll with the punches, bounce back from setbacks, and see change as a chance to grow.
So being okay with uncertainty and seeing challenges as learning opportunities, it's good advice in a world that feels like it's changing at warp speed.
Absolutely. And finally, staying engaged in the conversation about AI is important, both personally and as a society. We need to stay informed about new developments, understand the potential pros and cons, and actively shape the ethical and social impact of this technology.
So it's not just about adapting to AI, it's about being part of the conversation about how it's developed and used.
Exactly. We have a responsibility to make sure AI is a force for good, that it benefits everyone and reflects our values. And the way to do that is to be informed, engaged, and make our voices heard.
Well said. This deep dive has been a real eye-opener about the future of AI. We've covered a ton, from the mind-blowing possibilities to the very real concerns. But what I'll take away from this is how much power we have as individuals, how we can navigate this landscape and build a future where AI helps us live better lives and reach our full potential.
It's been a great conversation, and I hope our listeners feel like they have a better grasp of AI now. And I hope they feel optimistic about the future. It's in our hands. And by being curious, adaptable, and willing to learn, we can create a world where AI and humanity both flourish.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and a big thanks to all of you listening out there for coming along with us. We'll catch you next time for another exploration of the world around us.